You guys, today we're talking about Imagine Music Festival. Guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm talking all things Imagine Music Festival. Did I have a good time? What was the vibe like? Things like that. There is not a whole lot of content about Imagine Music Festival, so I really went all in on my written review for Imagine Music Festival, and so I'm just gonna talk about all of it. I have my laptop here just to make sure I don't forget anything. Let's get straight into it. It's gonna be a lengthy one, so grab your wine, grab your tea, grab your water, grab whatever you need, and we're getting into it. Also, I do have the blog post. I will link it down below so you guys can reference this later on. So this was my first time attending Imagine Music Festival. Like I've talked about, this was my first time in Atlanta. The reason why I went to Imagine Music Festival in the first place was because I was reached out to by someone on Instagram from their influencer team inviting me to come to Imagine Music Festival. It was a trade for content for a ticket. So I had to post on my Instagram and I would get a VIP ticket in exchange. I was able to negotiate and get Ryan a ticket as well. So we both did have VIP tickets. Before, I had heard about Imagine Music Festival, I think last year. It was their 5th year anniversary. So I did get targeted actually a lot with a lot of like ads and whatnot from them. But I didn't know anything about Atlanta. I didn't really know too much about the festival. And I think it was around the same time as Seismic Dance event last year. So I wasn't really feeling inclined to go just because of money and stuff like that. But because I did get offered a ticket and I would have to do some content in exchange for that, learn a lot more about the festival, I was like, you know, why not? Let's check it out. I had texted Emma Capotis and we were like, if you go, I'll go kind of thing, so that we could get a room together and everything like that. And then I also went with Taylor Bruno. She's a shuffler. She's amazing. She lives in Miami. And so she got added onto her room a little bit later because she needed a room. She needed a group to go with. So she was able to come with us. And we all did have a great time. If you did watch the vlogs, if you haven't, go watch them. But if you did watch the vlogs, you could see we did have a really awesome time. There are some things I do need to talk about from a festival perspective and just to give you guys more insight into the festival, and so that's what I'm mainly going to cover. When it came to Imagine and we did solidify that we were going, I always look up flights right away just to see what the pricing might be, and same thing with hotels. Emma and I did not have any PTO days really left, so we knew that we wanted a quick and easy option to get in and out of Atlanta, because if we had to do camping, that's just like you're taking a lot more days off when it comes to camping. So we just wanted something quick and easy to get in. Ryan and I did book our flights through Southwest. We came in on a Friday and left on a Monday. My flight was about $283. We booked them in July. Had I known that I was going to Imagine sooner, I would have booked that a lot sooner. Emma saw that there were shuttles available to get to and from the festival, and we thought that would be a great idea because if you look at the map, Atlanta Motor Speedway is outside of Atlanta in this town called Hampton, Georgia. It's about a 30-minute drive from the airport. So we didn't really get to see a whole lot of Atlanta really because we were so far outside. We didn't rent a car. We didn't really have a way to go explore or anything. So we really just stayed in this little area, which was a great area to be in. We stayed at the Quality Inn McDonough and our shuttle stop was at the Comfort Suites McDonough. So I'll put up a little map for all of that, but we had a lot of food nearby. We had a Walmart nearby. So it was really a convenient area for us to be in, and without a car, we were able to walk to a lot of places or get an Uber or something like that. At the shuttle stop, they did have a hotel takeover. I decided to look at hotels around where the hotel takeovers were because they were cheaper. We were able to stay at the hotel next door to one of the shuttle stops. That way we could just literally walk over, get on the shuttle. Shuttles were about $73 for the pass, and then our hotel room was about $390-ish, which came out to like $90 per person, which I think for a weekend, that's like not bad at all when it's split between 4 people. I will say that we did book our stuff before they announced that it was going to be a 4-day festival and that they opened up Thursday night. So we were a little bit annoyed about that just because a lot of people were probably in the same boat as us. They probably had booked all their stuff ahead of time like any normal person would do, and then they announced that. They announced that I think a month and a half before, which like a lot of people already have their stuff booked. It was really frustrating that that happened because there are some artists that I did want to see on that day, and I'm sure a lot of people also felt the same. So we weren't able to attend the Thursday night pre-party. That's why all my vlogs are Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There's no Thursday pre-party or anything like that. For the shuttle, I was so jaded, you guys, about going on a shuttle because of EDC 2017. If you know, you know. The worst shuttle experience of my entire life. Honestly, Imagine has their shuttles through Unity Travel and they had it down. Like, the shuttles were so nice. They were on time, getting to and from the festival. Like, we had no issues. We waited maybe 5 minutes to get on. Waiting for the shuttles to get home, we maybe waited like less than 10 minutes to get on a shuttle home. So like, major props to you guys. If you ever go to a festival and they have shuttles, if you're not going to camp or anything, they have shuttles from hotels and it's Unity Travel. Highly, highly, highly recommend. It was nothing but a great experience and I have faith in shuttles now. And like I said, it was $78 for that shuttle pass, and I checked Uber pricing the days we left and it was around $15 when you're going there. We were going around like 4:35-ish every day, and then coming home, and we left slightly early each of the days. It was about $60 for an Uber to get home. I imagine if you left at the exact end, that would probably be a little bit higher, and then if you had anyone to ride with or could split the ride with, that would definitely help. But I think getting the shuttle pass was definitely worth the money, just because Uber pricing, it's not set in stone. You get kind of the pricing that you get. So I thought that the shuttles were a good, easy, reliable way to get home, and we just paid that price. I think $78 was very much worth it. So someone did ask me for a breakdown of the overall cost. I do try and get these to you guys so that you do know kind of the pricing to expect when you're booking a festival like this. At the end of this year, I'm gonna have a breakdown of what I spent on all my festivals, just to give you guys an idea. If you want to go to Electric Forest, if you want to go to Camp Out, if you want to go to Imagine, this is the pricing that you might expect. To know, I did do my total for what I spent with my free ticket, and then I did pricing for what it might have been had I paid for a ticket. So my total price was $750, and that's with a free VIP ticket. My flights was $283.96. My portion for the hotel was $96. My shuttle pass was $78. Outfits, I don't really know, but I just estimated around $100. I did have a couple of free items as a part of my outfits, but I did buy some outfits and accessories for this festival. I just bundled up Walmart trip, food, and alcohol to like $150, and then I did split a locker with Emma, so that was $30. I estimated that at around $750 was my best estimate. And then had I added on, so a GA tier 4 ticket was $269. I know a tier 1 ticket started at $199, just to throw some more numbers out there, and a VIP ticket was $369 at tier 4. So I imagine a VIP ticket at tier 1 was probably $299. Had I bought in a GA ticket at tier 4 pricing, it probably would have been $1,000-ish. And if I had bought a ticket at tier 1, my trip probably would have been under $1,000. And then VIP ticket at tier 4 was $1,100, about $1,100. If I would have taken out, say, the flight and the hotel room and added on camping, a camping pass is $99. So you can kind of figure out the math. So that was all my pre-planning stuff. So let's talk about the actual music festival itself. Security, so we got dropped off at the shuttle stop, and it said that we had like a special entrance that was supposed to be like VIP, but it just looked like an entrance. There wasn't any like segregation between GA or VIP or anything, but this entry was like 5 minutes maybe every day. So that was like really great. I don't know if there was like a separate entrance. I know there was for camping. I don't really know. It wasn't too straightforward. We got in super quick every day. Security was like kind of thorough, but not as thorough as I've had at other festivals, I know. So for the layout, it was very much like an EDC vibes. You walk in through the bleachers and then you see Disco Inferno right in front of you, and if you go right, you'll have Tech Yes and Amazonia, and then if you go left, you'll see Six Feathers and Oceana, and then everything in between, there's like art, vendors, food. There was a pool there. That was mainly kind of for like, they had a pool party I think on this Saturday if you camped, so that was super cool. We didn't go in the pool, we didn't bring any stuff to go in the pool, but it was there. And then they had just like other activations like a gaming lounge. If you are a member of Pollen, there was a Pollen lounge, which was cool. And so that was kind of like the whole layout. Honestly, the walk from Oceana to Amazonia is about a 15-minute walk, but everything else it took about 5 minutes to get to to depending on where you were going. So the layout was definitely walkable. I didn't think like, oh my god, this is such a long walk really at all. And there was a lot of places to sit, which I really like. Overall, the layout was pretty great. Someone did ask me if there was a lot to do, if it was like overwhelming. I was never really overwhelmed by how much there was to do, but I've gone to festivals like Holy Ship and Electric Forest and EDC where it's just like a lot going on. So I felt it was pretty manageable. Might have been overwhelming for the newer festival type, but I did meet a lot of new festival goers at Imagine and they were having a great time. The only issue we had with the layout is that on the first day, they moved the lockers on the map. So on the map, the lockers were over by Disco Inferno. They were supposed to be right next to the water refill station and it wasn't. So we spent about 15 minutes and then someone finally told us that they moved it over by main stage. So that was the only kind of issue we had with that. Stages and production. I saw the pre-party social media going on and Disco Inferno I was a little bit underwhelmed by. I try not to go into a festival with any fixed mindset or any expectations or anything like that. I always try and give a new festival a try and I always go in with an open mind. I will never compare it to EDC. I will never compare it to Electric Forest. That is just my biggest thing. If you go into a festival thinking that, you're gonna be let down. I was a little bit underwhelmed seeing the photos of Disco Inferno in the videos, but when we got there, oh my god, that was like my favorite stage all weekend long. As for the other stages, I really like the Tech Yes stage, the intimate vibe of it. Oceana, the main stage, I thought was awesome. It looked really cool. The lasers it had were insane. We didn't really hang out at Six Feathers a whole lot, but it just kind of was like another stage, a smaller stage. I was a little bit disappointed by the Amazonia stage just because it just felt like another stage. There wasn't really anything special to it, but I will say the sound system on that stage was pretty crazy. I lost my earplugs on day 2 and Ryan and I had to stand further back for G Jones because it just, you could really feel the bass. That was the only thing I was a little bit underwhelmed by was the Amazonia stage, but otherwise we still had a good time. It wasn't that big of a difference. We did spend most of our time at Oceana and Disco Inferno, probably most of the weekend. The one thing that I was really surprised by is there wasn't that much sound bleed between any of the stages. Like, of course, when you're walking maybe, but when you're at the stage, like if I'm at Disco Inferno, I couldn't hear Tech Yes. When I was at Amazonia, I couldn't hear Oceana. I could hear Oceana like if there was no music playing, but once there was music playing, I couldn't hear Oceana. So I really do them props on that because that is like one of the most annoying things. Like I think Freaky Deaky last year had a really bad sound bleed issue. Give major props when you don't have that issue. Oh, this might be a hot take, but the crowd at Imagine was probably one of the best crowds I've been in all year. Like no joke. Everyone was super sweet. There was no pushing. There was no shoving. People were saying excuse me. Everyone was having a good time. Like I would look to my left, make eye contact with someone and we'd be vibing out. I would compliment a girl on her outfit and like this girl was wearing a Shop Beaglets mask and we vibed out for a little bit. Like the crowd was so good and it was like I was so happy. Like I met so many people like from social media, not from social media, just friends of friends. There was so much love. There was so much plur. A guy turned in my camera. Oh yeah, I have to tell that story. So I have my case for my camera and I guess I didn't close it all the way and we're sitting there in between Zed's Den and Above and Beyond. One of Lena's friends is like, hey, is someone looking for a professional, nice looking camera? And like my camera's normally fine, so I didn't think to check. I was like, oh no, and like thinking in my head like,
that sucks for whoever that is.
Go to grab my camera to get a video of Above and Beyond and my camera's not there and I start freaking out. I tell Ryan and we find Lena's friend and he's like, oh, I don't have it, a Glover guy has it. And he like starts looking for him. He's like, he said he was going straight to Lost and Found if he wasn't able to find it. So we went straight to Lost and Found and it was there. They verified that the camera was mine, so I was really happy that that happened. That really restored my faith in like Plur and like the community and everything because like I could have lost my camera right then and there. And so thank you whoever that did that. I did post his pictures. Here it is again. If anyone happens to know him, please do let me know. I need to post on Reddit and Facebook still trying to find him, but I'd love to thank him for it and everything. Another component to Imagine Music Festival is the weather. I was scared for the weather. I don't know what Georgia's like. I don't know if it's humid. I don't know what's going on in Georgia. I don't know what the weather is like. It's hot in Austin. It's hot in Arizona where I'm from. I just wanted to be okay, you know? When we got got to Atlanta, the weather was so much better than Austin. It felt so nice. There was a breeze. It was cool. Oh, it felt so good. And it did really help that the festival doors didn't open till 4 and the first set wasn't until 5, because then we only had about 1 to 2 hours of just like heat. And the heat was just because the sun was like right on us at the hottest point of the day, you know? But we had a fan, we kept cool. And the moment the sun was down, it cooled down so much. I had a jacket and a pashmina the first 2 days and I was fine. I like to just wear my pashmina. I like to just be covered anyway. So like I was just doing that. And then on day 3, I didn't even need a pashmina or anything. So I was pretty solid there. My review of VIP. I've never done VIP at a festival before. I'm your GA kind of girl. I like being in the crowd. Never really splurge on VIP just because I do go to a lot of festivals, so I just get GA because it's the cheapest option. So I was interested to see what VIP was going to be like when I got offered this ticket. On the website, let me look this up. A VIP pass has express entry into festival, commemorative VIP wristband, VIP island access featuring exclusive viewing areas, lounge and VIP services, and then exclusive air-conditioned VIP trailer restrooms. We didn't really have a special entrance into the festival. Like there wasn't like a special VIP entrance, at least that I didn't know about. We just got dropped off with the shuttle, which ended up having its own entrance in a way. So that entrance was super smooth. The only VIP viewing areas I went into was the VIP one. The Amazonia one was pretty close to the stage, which if that's your jam, that's great for you. I lost my earplugs, so on day 2 when they opened up the Amazonia stage, I couldn't go into that VIP viewing area because it was really loud and I'm protecting my ears. I want to be able to hear when I'm older. We went into the VIP viewing area like a couple of times. I just like the energy of the GA crowd that I just would always want to go back into the crowd. Like I feel like I was missing out being in the VIP section, but it is a really cool view. I did show you guys the view in the day 3 vlog with 7 Lion. It's a really great view if you are not a crowd person, if you are a little bit older, you don't want to be with all the young kids. I'm 24, I'm still raging, so I'd like to be in the GA crowd. Now the one big selling point of VIP are the bathrooms, and I was like, you know what, this is gonna be great having these nice ass bathrooms. They're nice at the start of the day. At the middle of the set or at the end of a set, I'm not waiting 15 or 20 minutes to go to the bathroom. That's just me. If you want to wait that time to have that AC, that nice bathroom that flushes, good for you, more power to you. I'm not going to waste 20 minutes of a set to be waiting for the bathroom. That's just not me. So I found myself going in the porta potties to the right of the nice bathrooms just because I don't have patience. There was like a couple more of those. That would have been great. For me as a young raver, and when I have to go to a lot of festivals, I don't think VIP is really worth it for me, but that is just saying it for me. If you're the type that is going to get bottle service, gonna get table service, stuff like that, great, by all means do it. There are other amenities too within the VIP area. There was like a bar, there's food that really had no lines at them ever, so if you want to make sure you can get through the lines pretty quick of other stuff, that's great. They did have like an IV station, IV like hydration station in there, that was cool, tarot reading. And then if you want to ball out and get like table service and stuff like that, you could totally do that too if you think that you're gonna be at main stage the whole time. That was another thing. We were at Disco Inferno most of the weekend and there wasn't like any VIP access or anything for that stage. Not that I was expecting there to be, but there just wasn't. All in all, I don't know if I'll ever do VIP again, not just for Imagine, but just in general. I think for a bigger festival like EDC, like Emma was talking about EDC VIP, and honestly I would probably do that as I got older. But for now, I'm a happy little GA girl, but that's just me. I just wanted to give you guys the info in case some of you are interested in doing VIP for Imagine or for other festivals. That's kind of the experience that I had. So I did just want to go into a quick recap kind of each day. What were my favorite sets, some highlights, things like that. Emma did a really great job at doing this in her podcast, so if you want to go check out her podcast and her vlogs too, you could also check those out just to kind of give a different perspective. Day 1, there's some tea to be spilled. I talked about this in my day 1 vlog. I didn't want to give it all away in the vlog, and when things happen at festivals, my first instinct is not to pull out my camera. I just get really flustered, and also vlogging in public when there's a lot of people around, and if I'm feeling frustrated, I just don't want to put that on camera. I just don't feel comfortable. I get really bad social anxiety sometimes. I can feel when there's a lot of eyes on me, and I just didn't feel like documenting in that moment my frustration. But essentially day one, we got to the festival, and we had gotten an email before the festival from our influencer manager telling us that instead of going to will call, to go to the credentials office. She didn't say where the credentials office was. She just said the credentials office at main box office or something, which then was confusing because I asked someone, I was like, we're going to the credentials office, we're looking for main box office, and she's like, you're talking about two different things. Credentials office is all the way around there. Main box office is will call. And so we were like, okay, well, I guess we need to go to credentials office. And so the credentials office ended up being a 20-minute walk from where we got dropped off at the shuttle stop. Love that for us. So we ended up getting to the credentials office. We were like third, fourth in line, and we're like, okay, this isn't so bad. Like, this is gonna be fine. The guy took forever, and I have patience, but like, this was a lot. I knew it was bad because when we finally got up to him and he was taking all our info and everything like that, he found our tickets. We were like, awesome, this is good. We're gonna be in and out super quick. The girl that was standing behind us, Corey Owl Eyes, love her to death. She's amazing in person, even more beautiful in person. Her and her boyfriend went to the girl next to them, which we didn't really know she could also help us. The girl on the left was doing like press passes, vendor passes, staff passes, stuff like that. And the guy we were in front of was doing guest list, artist passes. We were supposed to go to him basically. And so we didn't know that she could take us, but she didn't have a line, so she started taking people from his line, and Corey got out in 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes. And it was taking him so long to get ours, and we all went up together, me, Taylor, Emma, and Ryan, just because we thought that that would be quicker. It took him like 15 minutes, and then at the end of it, he ends up telling us that there's a $50 artist guest list donation for the Red Cross in the Bahamas. Now, mind you, the line has now grown behind us. There's a shit ton of people behind us. We're holding up all of them, and we weren't told about this $50 donation fee. We all were just so done that we were like, whatever, we'll just pay it, we'll figure it out, we'll contact our influencer manager, we'll contact her and figure it out. We just want to get our ticket to be done. It had been almost an hour by now, which is honestly on all of us. We should have just been like, this wasn't in our contract, and like pulled up our contracts and stuff to show him that we shouldn't be having to pay this fee. And it also sucked that it was a donation fee because like, hi, then we look like assholes not wanting to donate. That was where like my social anxiety kicked in, because I wasn't willing to stand up for myself because of so many people being around me. So we ended up paying the $50 donation fee. I paid for Ryan, and we all paid our fee. We finally got our tickets and we could leave. Again, it's a special circumstance. That's something that happened because we are influencers, we were on the team, things like that. Had that not happened, had maybe we gotten our wristband shipped to us, had we been able to maybe pick it up at will call or something, could have helped that. But the will call line was also really long too. Normally when I have a special pass for a festival, like a press pass, things like that, I go a lot earlier. I try to go in the days leading up, but because we don't live in Atlanta, we weren't able to do that. So, you know, it was all a learning lesson. It didn't put a bad taste in my mouth. It was just kind of like, oh well, that sucks, but it happened. We still had a great time overall. But I did just want to talk about that because I was very vague in the vlog, and just because I don't like vlogging those situations. Like, I know you guys want to see all the parts of what goes on, but in certain situations my social anxiety takes over. I'm just trying to like get the problem fixed and manage the problem in real time and not document it. Emma documented her frustration. That's her vlogging style. That's what she does. I personally I get nervous. I get so anxious, and like you could hear Emma like fired up in her vlogs, and I just like couldn't even pick up my camera because I was that frazzled that I just couldn't pick up my camera and talk to you guys. That was the tea on that. Not a big deal. Still trying to get my $50 back, but we'll figure it out. Otherwise, day one was pretty hectic, and then we ended up getting in and everything was going smooth from there. It took us 20 minutes to find the lockers because they moved it, but you know what? We put that all aside. I got to meet so many influencers and non-influencers that I'd been wanting to meet for a really long time, so it was really great to meet all of them. Didn't have anyone we really wanted to see, so we saw a little bit of Kid. He had a really good set. It's kind of all over the place, but for the most part, it was pretty good. We did see a lot of Rez, anime edge dance Dance at Tech Yes. They were pretty cool. I needed some house music at that point. And then the beatboxes got to me, you guys. So why you don't see any footage really from Dr. Fresh and Resco? I don't like talking about this, but I blacked out a little bit. It happens, you know, at least I was with friends and that could keep me safe. Ryan told me I wasn't annoying. He just said I was having a good time. I was just, you know, we all gotta get those out of our system. I hadn't drank in 7 weeks, so those beatboxes snuck up on me. It happens, you know? And I ended up filming a couple of clips while I was really drunk, and they did not make it in the vlog because they were just too painful to watch. You know, like when you black out and people tell you like how embarrassing you were, like what you did or whatever, it's worse when you document it and you vlog it. Like I will I don't know what prompted me to film, but oh my god, you guys will never see that footage unless I do some bloopers or like outtakes or something ever, but you will never see that footage. We left early just to like get that extra rest and get ready for the other days. Going from 5 p.m. to 3 a.m. is a very long time. It's a very long night. So we were like, let's go home. The next day, day 2, was probably one of my favorite days. It just was like everything, a little bit of everything. So we had our meetup. So thank you guys for coming to the meetup. That was so fun getting to meet a lot of you guys that have been following me for a really long time. Like you would tell me your @ name and I'm like, oh my god, it's you. Like we've been DMing however long for the past year. So it was really great to meet a lot of you guys. Thank you for coming to our meetup. And then we went to Wax Motif, and that's who I was most excited for. He killed it. He joined a huge shuffle circle. I finally got in my first shuffle circle ever. It was amazing. It was so fun. Definitely will be doing that a lot more. We ended up missing 1788L because the set times were off on the app for Disco Inferno. So like when Wax Motif should have been finishing, Anna Luno should have gone on, and so they were off by like 30 minutes. Kind of threw off our schedule for the rest of the night a little bit. So we did see a little bit of Anna Luno, then we went to Kashmir, Nora and Pure, G Jones, Alice in Wonderland. We were kind of all over the place, taking breaks in the grass, stuff like that. And then we saw Zed's Dead and Above and Beyond, which you guys know where our Zed's Dead's like one of my favorites. I haven't seen like a full Above and Beyond set since 2015, you guys. That's insane. So they were so good. I was able to trade my perler with Emma, and you know, we found my camera. Thank god I didn't lose my camera. But yeah, that was a really fun day. We ended up leaving a little bit early that night too, just to get a head start on the next day, as well as get on one of the first shuttles out, so we were able to just go straight to bed. So the highlights, probably Zed's Dead played an even better set than Electric Forest. I wish we saw the full Lane 8 set because the 5 minutes that I was there, it was amazing. I highly recommend checking out Lane 8 if you can. He just announced tour for next year. He's not coming to Texas, but he'll be at Freaky Deaky, so I'm definitely gonna see his Freaky Deaky set. And then finally, day 3, the vibes for day 3 were just amazing. Like that was probably my favorite vlog to edit for some reason. Like Seven Lions set was just full of so many feels. It was the best Seven Lions set I'd ever seen. I was just like in awe of it. And then we met Seven Lions. We were all hanging out at Disco Inferno at Justin Martin. I look to my right and I see Tesla Venus, who works for Rave. She was wearing this like moon crown, crescent crown. And I was like, oh, that's Tesla. And then I look next to her and it's Seven Lions' wife, which you guys know I actually met Seven Lions and his wife on Holy Ship very briefly while we were waiting in line for omelets on the second day. And I was like, oh, that's Seven Lions' wife. And then I tell Emma that, and Emma's like, yeah, and that's Seven Lions standing next to her. And I'm like, duh, of course Seven Lions is standing next to her. Like, where else would he be? And he was wearing like a baseball cap and he had his hair in like a low bun, like keeping a low profile. And Emma was like, we have to go say hi. We have to go say hi. And I'm like, yeah, okay, let's go. Like, I'll go with you. Like, it wouldn't be my first time saying hi to them. So we go up to them, we all say hi, we tell Seven Lions how great of a set he had. It was amazing. Like Emma was so sweet, and I was just like, I met you guys on Holy Ship, but we were like all probably brain dead. It was like after the first night while we were getting breakfast, and she was like, oh my god, that's so funny. Like Holy Ship was such a good time. So we did really like quick in and out. Like we didn't get any photos with them. We didn't do anything like that. Just because like they're just having a good time. Like if you ever see an artist and they're keeping a low profile, like let them keep their low profile. Say hi if you want, give them a hug. I don't really ask for pictures. You know, they're just trying to have a good time. He didn't want to attract more attention to himself because once one person notices him, then everyone starts coming. But that is also the second time I have seen Seven Lions at a Dirty Bird takeover at house music set, and I live for it. I love it. We love house music, Seven Lions. We love it. We stand. And then the rest of the night we did finish off with Justin Martin and Claude Van Stroke. That was the most perfect way to like pre-game for Dirty Bird Camp Out. I was living a really long video, but you know, we're just gonna keep going. Pros and cons. So I like to do some pros and cons just to give you some highlights, some lowlights, things that can be improved upon. I think every festival can have some things to improve upon. I will always give pros and cons to every festival just to let you guys know what went wrong, what could have gone better, things like that. Pros. The music, we didn't see a bad set at all. The crowd, the weather was great. Food, and I felt the food and drinks were pretty fairly priced. The food was pretty good. There was a lot of art. There was a lot of vendors. The layout and use of space I thought was really great. There wasn't any sound bleed. Production was pretty good. I was pretty impressed with it all. And then the security and the shuttle system I thought were also really great pros to Imagine Music Festival. As for the cons, so like I said, I did go into this festival with as open of a mind as possible, but because I have been to so many festivals, there are some things that I do take notice and think that could be improved upon. Adding the 4th day a month and a half before the festival actually started, I think was too late in the game for a lot of people, and I didn't like that. Kind of put a bad taste in my mouth. As well as if you were camping, you had to buy like an early arrival pass to attend the camping party or the pre-party, which I thought was a little BS in my opinion, especially when you're offering that so late in the game. Like people already have their budgets planned, people already have their things planned. Like I didn't think that was really fair, so I'm gonna list that as a con. I think they could have had more bathrooms in GA and VIP, especially if you're for VIP. If you're using that as a selling point, I'm not gonna wait 15 to 30 minutes just to go to a nice bathroom. So I think in both GA and VIP there could have been a lot more bathrooms. One thing that Ryan did point out was that in GA, for like the GA porta potties, what a lot of other festivals have is like a urinal area where like guys can just go really quickly behind this fence thing, and there's like urinals and it takes them 2 seconds for them to go in. Having that definitely reduces lines for the bathrooms, and so that's definitely something that they could add. We saw it at Electric Forest, at Lollapalooza. I think it's great for guys to just go quickly to the bathroom and then that's it. They don't have to take up a whole spot in the line just to pee. Like I said, the ticket issue was a little bit of a con on my part. I know that's a special scenario for some of us, but you know, the fact that it took that long and it took 5 minutes for someone else, and the fact that we did get charged a $50 donation fee that we weren't expecting wasn't that great. So that was not good. One thing I did notice, there were no recycling or composting areas throughout the entire festival, which I think we need to be doing a better part when it comes to sustainability and stuff like that. So there was just trash cans everywhere. There wasn't recycling, there wasn't composting. I think that's awful when you have a festival of that size to not have that. There were some set time issues in the app for Disco Inferno on day 2, which caused a lot of confusion. We missed part of 1788L because of it. Not much you can do, but that is a con. Moving the lockers with no announcement being made that it was moved. However, that was my first time using a locker at a festival and it was very clutch. So I think we're going to be doing lockers from now on at festivals, just because it's really nice to just throw in a jacket, throw in a charger, stuff like that, and be able to do that. And then my last thing is there were water stations. There wasn't a water station near main stage, which I was really surprised by. And I think there could have been more nozzles at each of the station. There was about 4 or 5 fill-ups, or 6, I want to say, at each water station, but I think there definitely could have been more. There was only like 3 water stations. I think there was 2 by Disco Inferno and there was 1 at Amazonia. I didn't see one at all for Oceana. So do let me know if you have any questions, comment them down below. My camera keeps on dying because I've been talking for too long, so I'm gonna wrap this video up. I hope you guys did enjoy this video, got to learn a whole lot more about Imagine, and if you guys do have any questions, let me know. Hit that subscribe button to join the Vibe Tribe. Find me on social media at Vibe with Aid. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.